It's me.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do.
Don't you love the lighting in this room? For those who do not know, I go to the University of Missouri, technically a junior or technically a senior, but I am a junior like in the system. I do an extra year because I was a transfer student. Anyway, yeah, welcome to today's video. I'm super excited to do my book wrap up of the month. I don't know why September has felt just so long, and I'm so excited to finally get in October, finally getting to fall. It's still like 8 degrees here, and it makes me sad because I always try to wear sweatshirts and it's like so hot, but I'm ready for it to be chilly, not yet snowy. Anyway, so we're gonna jump into this video. Here's my book card. I love it. It's so fun. Okay, so, oh no, you can't see, but these are my TBR reads, and then on the bottom are the books that I already read. So for the month of September, it was super busy with a lot of projects. It was midterm for a lot of my classes, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to read. I'm also really busy with working, but I did read about, I read 4 books. It's a lot less than usual. I honestly don't know how I would describe the month. Like, it was kind of mid. I had some really good reads, a disappointing read. I read a total of 4 books, which is kind of crazy because during the summer when I had a lot of free time, I was reading like 10 or 12, and I was like, dang, like look at me reading so many books, and good ones too. So we're back to the 5-month average because I'm back in school. To start the month, I read Return to Us, a Willow Creek Valley book. I think it's a series, I know that for sure. My guess is 3 books. It's like a little romance trilogy. I'm not sure, but I did read it on my iPad mini. I got this for school and I freaking love it. Really quick, I'm gonna show you the stickers. So I read Return to Us, and I found this book on my TikTok. It was a little like edit, like showing you, I don't remember if it was like a scene, but it was like describing the trope in the book, and I found that very intriguing because it was basically the main character discovers that his girlfriend comes back after she was in a plane crash, and he's a single dad trope. But basically the book is a second chance romance, and it is about the main character, main character Jessica, and she is a pilot. An accident happens where she is involved in a plane crash and kind of forces her to move back to her hometown, where she sees Grayson, who was her like childhood crush. They were like high school sweethearts until she kind of like left town and never saw him again, and they see each other again, and she finds out that he has a kid. So it is a single dad trope. It's second chance romances, and I usually hate second chance romances, but for this one I feel like it really worked, and there was like a good reason why she left and why like they didn't stay together and all this and that, really involving with like him coming from a rich family while her is poor. I really liked the book. I thought it was really interesting, and it also takes it talks about like her going therapy very well. I thought the book was written really well. I had a fun time. I did give it a 3 out of 5 stars. I don't exactly remember because it was a while ago, but I just remember not like fully loving it because it's not quite a 5 out of stars. I feel like romance is very hard, but I felt like it was a very cute romance. I give it a 3 out of 5. And I do not know if I want to continue on because the side character that was like her best friend, her story wasn't that interesting. All right, no, you know what? It's the sister. It's his sister. I just wasn't that interested. Why is AMC Tell Me Happy Birthday? My birthday is October 23rd. Sorry, that threw me off. Is it because it's my birthday month? Is that why? That's so weird. Okay, moving on. Next, I read probably my most anticipated read for this month. I'm so sorry, I struggled over that word. I finally read Kingdom of Ash. This is the final book in Throne of Glass, and I've been obsessed with Throne of Glass. I love the writing. I love the main character. I love how she's cunning. I love how she's just the way she's like schemy. Like the way her character's written is amazing, and I love when the main character like towards the end like she reveals her plans and you're just shocked as the reader about this. It's so freaking good. That's basically like an out of context little statement, so I don't like spoil anything, but hopefully get some people intrigued to start reading Throne of Glass. So Kingdom of Ash, this is after the major cliffhanger of Empire of Storms. I did not do the tandem read. I read Empire of Storms and then I read Tower of Dawn. Love Tower of Dawn. I freaking loved it, and I'm so much in the minority for that because it's like one of my favorite in the whole series. I love Kale, I love Aaron. I recommend not doing tandem read just because I feel like it's so overwhelming with so many characters, and I just really enjoyed reading Tower of Dawn by itself. And I know some people will say you could like read it before Empire of Storms, but even that I wouldn't say, because I feel like it's better in order. So that's my statement. Anyway, King of Ash. This, like I said, this is the final installment in the series. It takes place after what happens in Empire Storms, and I was so excited to go on this book. I like could not wait. I actually was kind of disappointed that I was not as obsessed with this book as I want it to be. The beginning was amazing, like something happens to one of the characters and you're watching that point of view, seeing what happens. It's really intriguing, and I love that part of it. But towards the middle, I felt like a lot of the characters were, there was a certain character where his story was really repetitive, and it wasn't even like the war politics where I found myself being bored, but it was more so like his thinking like the same thing over and over again. I can't like say anything without spoiling it, but basically I was like, okay, I get it. Like I kind of want to go back to the other character, which is kind of the disadvantage with third person point of views when you have so many. Like you kind of dread some characters when you're so interested in like the main character and like other characters, if that makes sense. And there's also another character who's like, he's one of the OG people, and I was like, I could care less about your story, and I did not like his character like development. He was kind of annoying, to be honest. But saying that, I did enjoy the book. I did like it. I do like her writing. I don't know why, sometimes it was kind of hard, not even to get into it, but just to like continue reading it and like trying to I don't know, sometimes it's just like difficult to read, but I understood what was going on. It's like fully putting yourself into the world because the way it's read in third person. And you have to figure out like also sometimes like what third person who's talking. So yeah, in the middle it was just like really slow, and it was really surrounding all the war politics, which I usually like. I think it was just because some of their issues involve like romance. I'm like, I do not care if you love or hate this person. Like, let's get into like the battle, please. I'm just saying I wasn't as obsessed as I want it to be, and therefore I am getting a 3 out of 5 stars. I did like the ending. I liked how it kind of wrapped up everything. I freaking love the series. I think I definitely want to go back like next year or something and read it as an audiobook, because I definitely missed some things in here. Also, it took me so long to read this book, and that's not even because it's 1,000 pages. I remember reading Crimson City and reading it like in 2 to 3 days because I was just obsessed with it. This took me like 2 weeks to read. My favorite characters in the whole series is Aedion. I love Rowan. Aedion's my favorite, I think, male character, and then obviously I love Selena. Now that it took me forever to explain that book, then I picked up a thriller called All the Dangerous Things, and me and thrillers have a love and hate relationship. I never know, like, I just don't know thrillers. I either love them or hate them. There's no in between. I was really intrigued at reading All the Dangerous Things. I did read it on my iPad because I saw a couple YouTubers recommend this book, and it sounded so intriguing, something that I'd really enjoy. So basically, this mother, her child goes missing from his own crib one night, and it's a year later, and she's still trying to find him, still trying to kind of put in the media about his awareness, because even in reality, when there's like a missing person, or any type of case, after a while, it kind of loses the media attention, because when so much time goes on, they move on to different things. So the mother is still fighting to get that attention to her case again, and you know, because he's still missing. No one knows where he is, no one knows like what happened. It's a cold case basically. She gets this opportunity to go onto a podcast, and that's what really intrigued me, the podcast part, because I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, especially Morbid. I freaking love Morbid. Listen to it if you love true crime. Anyway, so she goes to the podcast, and the whole story is really just about like what happened to her son, you know, will they find him, and relationships also. It's very intriguing. I really enjoyed it. It was a fast-paced read for sure, and it's also a very realistic story too. There's no crazy plot twist, but I really enjoyed it. So I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I know, shocker. I kind of made between 4 or 5 because I wasn't obsessed with it as I was with The Island, the thriller I read last year, but I still really enjoyed it, and it's like one of my favorite thrillers. So yeah, I just love the characters. And a thing for thrillers, I hate when you just despise the characters, because then I'm just detached from the story and I just don't care. But in this one, I really liked the main character. I felt like she was very intriguing to read about. And also there's the whole thing of her not being able to sleep, so you're kind of like, ooh, can you trust her? Because she had problems sleeping. She barely sleeps like 2 hours. Like, she takes little naps, but she's never like fully comatose. So it's kind of like, oh, like, is what happening real? Like, is she okay? Type of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I freaking loved it, and obviously involved a true crime podcast. I knew I was gonna love it. And the final book that I read for this month, I was so excited to read it. Oh my gosh, it was Magnolia Park's Long Way Home. So this is the 3rd book in like the series, universe, I don't know. It's a 2nd book in Magnolia Parks, but it goes like Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, Long Way Home, Magnolia Parks 2. So I don't really know. I don't know. Anyway, I read it and I freaking loved it. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I love Magnolia and BJ. Like, they're just so dysfunctional. I love it. If you don't know, Magnolia Parks, it's based around like in high London society, kind of similar to like Gossip Girl, and like people compare Magnolia and BJ to Blair and Chuck, which I'm so glad someone said that, because I feel like I enjoyed so much more thinking about them when I'm reading it. And I just love it, love the writing. The chapters are so like they're fast-paced chapters, and I freaking love it. It's so entertaining. I just love the way Jessie Hayes writes male characters. Like, they're so, I love when it's from their perspective. It's my favorite thing ever. I really like the book. I think if I didn't like read it as fast as I did, and I wasn't like just really having a fun time, I probably wouldn't give it 5 stars, because I did feel like the plot was a little iffy at times. Like, there was like major things that I thought was going to be something, and it kind of never was. It was like 100% focused on the romance, which is obviously, it is a romance. It's just they have like these like side plots. I was like waiting for like this big thing to happen, and it didn't. So I'm thinking that'll happen in the next book when you get like Julian's perspective. So we're gonna wait and see, but I just really enjoyed reading. I freaking loved it. And they mentioned Florence Pugh, so obviously it's a 5 out of 5 stars. I think this is my favorite book of the month that I read. It was just so much fun. It's the drama, love it. So that's all the books that I read in the month of September. And I might do a TBR, but here's all my books I have currently on my TBR, my physical TBR. And yeah, I might upload a video of that. I don't know yet. Comment down below your favorite book of the month down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!